This is the plaintiff, Anthony Pickney. He says the defendant watched his dog while he was in jail. And when he got out and went to the defendant's house to get the dog back, she refused to turn him over. The woman has stolen his pooch. He doesn't know what to do about it and has no other choice but to sue her for the value of his beloved dog, which is $4,000. This is the defendant, Ella Alexander. She says the plaintiff doesn't even own Cody, the dog in question. Yep, he stole the thing, and she has permission from the rightful owner to care for Cody and has legal custody of him. The plaintiff has since threatened to kill her and her family, and this menace to society needs to be told by the judge to lay off. She's accused of being doggone stubborn.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Anthony Pickney,
Yes,
you are
Your Honor.
suing Ella Alexander for $4,000, $2,000 of it the value of a dog, and $2,000 the value of your time to try to get the dog back. Tell me what's going on.
What happened, Your Honor, in April, I had rented a room to a gentleman, one of my neighbor's friend, and I no longer wanted him there, so I tried to have him removed, and he called the cops and had me arrested. So when I got arrested...
What did he have you arrested for? Because trying to get somebody to move doesn't get you arrested.
No, he got me arrested for assault. Yeah, but I did
What
not
does he
touch-
say you did?
He said that I hit him once in the face. So they arrested me, and I did 7 days on Rikers Island.
All right. And why are you telling me this?
Because that's how she got possession of the dog, because I asked her to go get Cody because I had nobody to go get the dog. So she...
Okay. And what kind of dog is Cody?
Cody's a Siberian Husky.
Can I see? Do you have a picture?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
he's the one on my right.
Okay. Oh, 2 Siberian Huskies. One of them appears to have glasses on. Actually, just has like black underneath it.
That's his play date.
So who is the other dog?
That's mine. That's mine.
That one's yours? And
Right.
and what's Cody?
Cody is mine. The dog with the black on, that's his play date. The black
A play date?
Yes.
Oh, okay, but is that play date your dog? No.
No.
Okay, it's somebody else's dog and you just took the picture with the 2 Siberian Huskies.
That's correct.
All right, and so is Cody your dog?
I assume responsibility of Cody because the original owner gave me Cody, and then she just abandoned Cody. So I've been having Cody.
How long ago did the original owner give you Cody?
October 2011.
How long were you supposed to have Cody?
I was supposed to only keep Cody for like 3 months, but she never came back to get Cody.
Why did she have to give you Cody?
Because she had got divorced from her husband, and her mother-in-law didn't want her in a home, so she had no home, so she had no place to take care of Cody, so that's why I offered to.
So you got the dog what month and year again?
Roughly October 2011.
And according to you, she was supposed to pick up the dog in 3 months, didn't,
Right.
and so it's been your dog ever since.
That's correct.
And then how do you know her?
She was my spiritual advisor at my church.
Okay. And then so you ask her, can you get my dog?
Right.
And then she gets your dog, and then what happens?
I was in transition from finding one apartment to another because the police told me I could not go back to my home to get my stuff.
Oh, so you then had her taking care of the dog, and how long did that go on for?
Well, it was supposedly gone for 2 months, but when at the end of the 2 months, when I went back to get my dog, that's when she didn't want to give me my dog back.
And what reason did she give you for not giving you the dog back?
She says because somebody said it was stolen and she had fell in love with the dog.
It was, she fell in love with a stolen dog. Okay, what's going on?
Well, actually, the dog is not his. I met Mr. Pickney in church, and he had got arrested, and he called me around midnight. He said, look, the cops are at my house. He said, could you please call the deacon, which was his mentor at the church? And he said, ask him to go get the dog and call pastor and let him know what happened. So I did exactly what he asked me to do. And 3 days later, me and the deacon went and picked up the dog. Because he
What
asked
did the
me to
dog
go
do
with
for
him.
the 3 days?
He said that his roommate was there, and the way he got arrested, well, both of them actually got arrested, according to him, because he said he cut himself and told him that the guy had cut him. That's how he got the roommate arrested. So we
Wait,
didn't want
what?
to. Yeah. They was
No, I
playing
didn't know
tit
what
for
you
tat.
said. What?
There was a restraining order. He wasn't supposed to be in the house at all.
Who's the roommate?
I don't know who the roommate is.
There's a restraining order. He's not supposed to be in that apartment?
Yes,
Who's not supposed to be there?
Mr. Pickney.
And then what happened?
What happened was since he didn't have a place to stay, I said I will watch him because instead of you dragging the dog out in the street, the dog is fine in the house and he's safe. And at least he gets to eat. And there was no time limit on how
Okay, but
long.
was he supposed to get the dog back?
He was supposed to.
And then what happened?
I went to church because he would come by and he'll just drag the dog back and forth. And I would tell him, leave the dog because the dog is injured.
Wait, I don't know what you're saying. You mean before you got the dog?
After I got the dog.
He would go.
He would come
what?
and take the dog for walks.
Oh, for walks.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would tell him.
Is that what you call dragging the dog back and forth?
Well, when he dragged him back and forth, the dog would come back limping. I don't know what he did to the dog. I have no idea what he would do to the dog, and the dog paw was actually bleeding. So I told him to leave him at the house, and he wouldn't listen. So a mutual friend of ours, I spoke to her and I said, what's going on with Anthony? And she told me, she said, it's a big issue behind the dog. And I said, what's going on with the dog? She said, this lady been calling my house regarding her dog. And I said, what lady? She said, the lady that Anthony got the dog from. So when I told her, I said, if you could get in touch with the lady, have her to call me.
Did the
And-
lady call you?
Yes, she did.
Do you have an affidavit from her? And what's her story? She says what? That's my dog?
It's her dog. Her husband brought her the dog. They did not divorce. Her husband was killed by the hospital.
Killed by
That's
the
how
hospital?
he ended up. Yes, that's how he ended up with the dog.
Okay, I assume you mean a wrongful death, that it was medical malpractice?
Yes.
And so that's how Anthony ended up with the dog? How did you know the original owner of the dog?
She was a friend of mine. I've been known for 12 years.
All right, so now according to you, she says that's still my dog, he's just taking care of her?
Yes, and she said that she was paying him money to take care of the dog. During the time that he had the dog, she said he was asking for more money. And that's when she had stopped sending money for the dog.
Apparently you have a series of emails between him and her. Can I
Yes.
have all of those?
Yes.
Are these emails or texts?
They were text messages, but she had to send them to her
Through
email.
email.
I think it starts like on the third page.
What's this text? I don't give a blank what you do. In 30 minutes, my money better be there. Tired of this blank. Don't try me. I lose, you lose. What's that?
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey Levin here. So what do you do if you have to give your dog to somebody for a period of time, whether it's jail or a hospital or whatever, because they're going to fall in love with the dog and they're not going to want to give the dog back? What do you do to protect yourself?
I think you just accept the fact that the dog's no longer going to be your dog.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not fair to give your dog away for that long and expect it back.
Interesting. What do you think?
I actually really agree with that statement. And I'm not quite sure where the law is concerned if you can protect yourself in that arena. So yeah, I say let them have it.
I'm shocked at this. What do you think?
I agree with them.
Wow.
Completely.
I'm shocked. You guys would all say, hey, you give the dog up. Wow. Going inside the courtroom.
That's when I was upset at her because I kept asking her to. The agreement was she was supposed to originally send me $300 a month for Cody's dog food and his expenses to take care of Cody. So we had that agreement, and then she just stopped. And now I was putting my money out of my own pocket to take care of somebody else's dog. So that's why after she didn't want to take care of the dog, I said, I will assume responsibility. So that's how the $300 a month.
Yeah, but when you're telling her, I don't have time for your lies. For 15 months, I help you, and now it's time to recover all my losses. You will be disappointed on Saturday. Why? Because she said she was going to pick him up on Saturday?
Yes.
I wanted my money you owed me for over a year for taking care of him, which we agreed upon. That doesn't sound like you've assumed responsibility of the dog. It sounds like you're holding the dog hostage to the money you feel she owes you. We agreed upon $300, but you only gave up half. I will be there Saturday to pick up Cody. Cody is not for sale. I own him, she's telling you. Don't waste your time. You are full of blank. I just made the call. Enjoy your new life. Bye. He will be in a good home. What's all this stuff?
Well, because several times over the last 2 years, she would tell me she was coming to see Cody or coming to New York to be with Cody, and it would all been lies. She kept telling me it over and over. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, but it never happens. That's why I mentioned.
But all I'm seeing is evidence of her trying to get the dog and you saying, I gave you a chance to pay me the money. You didn't. Now the new owner's picking him up. I gave you a warning. And then she tries to reach whoever she thinks had the dog, and who was that?
The mutual friend at the church.
Well, there's a lot of drama going on in your church. Who's that fellow there? Is that the pastor?
No.
Because I kind of want to talk to your pastor. Did you try to get the dog away from her?
I called the police and went to our house to get the dog back.
No,
And?
he actually tried to take the dog.
How did he try to take the dog?
We was coming back from the church from walking the dog.
It's always the church is always involved. Okay.
Me and my son was coming back from the church. It was an event going on, and we was walking the dog. He walked up to me, and he said, "Can I get Cody?" I said, "I can't give you Cody." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because the dog was reported stolen. The owner came up, signed the papers according to the police station, and I said, I can't give you the dog." So he
signed a paper giving you foster custody of Cody.
Yes.
While she what? It's been 2 years.
She's right now settling the case with her husband's over her husband's death.
Okay. And then she figures that she'll be able to own a home
Yes.
to have Cody.
She's coming to get yes.
Okay.
And
Right,
he
so
tried to walk up and take the dog. The only reason he didn't get the dog is because of the 4 guys that were standing outside of my building. And I did ask them to call the cops, but apparently once they approached him, he just backed off. Was like, "Well, I'm going to get the cops."
I mean, what move did he make to take? Did he physically?
Well, he grabbed the leash and then he grabbed my hand.
And then?
And when the 4 guys walked up, then he backed off.
All I wanted was my dog. That's it.
Well, that's the rub, isn't it? I need to know it's your dog.
Right.
You don't just get the dog because, in fact, the owner specifically had her sign a document saying she wouldn't have the dog within 2,500 feet from you.
Yeah, but this, Honor, if the dog was stolen, if I stole the dog, then she would have done a police report, and I've lived at the same address since 2000.
Police don't care about somebody putting in. I mean, I don't know whether she did or didn't. Here's this flyer. Did she put the flyer up? What did she do with? I don't even know what the lady did with that. But there's no question, based on the signed document, that she's calling you a foster parent, not the new. She doesn't give the dog to her.
Right.
She says you are the foster parent for the next 3 months because she expects her case to be over. All that is an indication that the dog was never for you, that you were taking care of the dog, and you appear to have a business dispute, which may be totally legitimate, with that dog owner. So go sue her for your money. But I'm not going to turn around and order the dog to be released to you so that you can use the dog as collateral on your business disagreement with the other lady.
But
so in this case, I am not going to order her to pay you the value of a dog that's yours, because I don't think that dog's yours. I think maybe you're owed your money from that other lady, but that's another case for another judge. And I'm certainly not going to order her to pay you another $2,000. The time that you took from work to go get a dog that doesn't belong to you, that you have no right to take. My verdict is for the defendant.
Well, Judge Millian says that is not your dog. You do not win your case. What's your feeling here?
Well, I feel that decision was wrongly made because once I assumed responsibility of the dog, that was my dog, and I love my dog. He's like a child to me, so I felt it was wrong.
What about all the proof on her side claiming that proves that she has custody, legal custody of the dog?
Yeah, but all this was done after I filed the civil suit. Afterwards.
So what are you going to do now? You just got to move on and leave Cody behind?
Yes, I have no choice now.
Yeah. All right. So you just head right down this way without Cody, and you come on in here with Cody. You satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, I'm very satisfied.
Well, what's the best for Cody, you think?
I want Cody to go back to his owner. That was my interest coming to the court, and the judge found the ruling in our favor. So the dog would go back home, and I'm happy.
All right. What do you think, Harvey?
Okay, FYI, small claims court judges generally cannot order the return of property or a dog. All they can do is award money. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.